Hey guys, Tyrup here, bringing you a 1v1 today. We are on Crossing in the Woods. Playing today, spawning down the bottom, we've got Across the Pacific with the British forces. There's Polish cavalry, Canadian shock, and Australian defence. On the top side, it is AndreiM2006. With Afrika gone for Kriegsmarine straight away. There's some Kriegs coming out here along with the COH3. So Patreon back a minute game. Across the Pacific is 450 and Andrei is 270. So straight away it was a bit of a slow start for Across the Pacific. I saw units inside the base for the first like 14 seconds before the first sapper moved. So I would recommend getting that COH3 status Grenadier app. Kind of plays like an audio hoorah when the game is loaded up, so if you're tabbed out you don't miss the first bit of action. You can even, like, you know, maximize the foreground, and they added a new feature recently where it mutes the game so you don't have to hear those like menu artillery and gunshots while you're queuing. Mutes the game while it's in the background, so when you full screen again it'll be back. Very convenient. Both players at this stage crossing the river. Which is fine. I think maybe more typical to come across here, but it's kind of just like a gamble. Like, okay, I'm going to come across here. Is he going to be here? Especially, you know, DAC usually have like a COH3 or something. Maybe I'm going to lose the fight. So this, I think it just pays to mix it up. Especially if you're playing against the same opponent multiple times. Here we go, 250s rolling in for Andrei, and this is a bit of a power spike. Kriegs in a 250 at this stage. If there's no dingo on the field, it's very tough to stop, but he's making a big mistake. He's using it to capture right now, instead of getting stuck in and being aggressive with it immediately. Ideally, what you want to do is like set up a one-on-one. Well, it's more like a two-on-one. The 250 and the Kriegs against this isolated unit. Can't really tackle multiple units at once until you got the combat half-tricks upgrade online. He's wasting a huge amount of time with this, so this is really good news for Across the Pacific, and he's got a nice long-range green cover fight happening over here. Really good for the Tommy, so very smooth start for Across the Pacific here. Overall, though, I would say, like, in terms of starting build order, I typically don't think machine gun is like that good of a choice against DAC going for like super early, just because it can be susceptible to their light vehicle shenanigans. Maybe it's something you could pick up. It's like your third or fourth unit. Once you see, okay, they built a lot of infantry, I'll be able to get some suppression value rather than up against a whole bunch of vehicles that can just easily flank it. And if you're just up against like one vehicle as well, the Vickers can do some nasty bursts, but when you're up against multiple, that's when it becomes a problem. So 3 Kriegs. Across Pacific locking to Canadian shock and getting some healing happening. Making a move right now onto this, which takes a very long time to decap the high point, and this, which I think is a mistake. I think maybe going for the cutoff would be fine, and then maybe rushing out to the edge fuel, then using the units from your base to come out to this side and try and connect these points thereafter. But again, luckily for Across the Pacific, Andrei spending way too much time with this 250 inactive, just capturing, you know. Maybe I can understand it if you don't have a COH3, but if you do, just use that for the capturing instead. This is a real waste of the 250's potential here. In this situation, as Across the Pacific, I would definitely be considering getting AT rifles. Getting the boys on one of these Tommies. again, like it's one of those things like, if they've just gone for a 250 or a Kriegsmarine, I probably could get away with not doing it, but up against both, I think it's pretty solid. Just gives you some breathing room in the early game. You can do so much damage, and especially against these kind of builds where they've gone for 3 Kriegs. They've only got the 1 Panzerpie for repairs, so getting damage, especially a good chunk of it, like AT rifle damage, can put that 250 out of action for a very long time. But so far, definitely Andrei has way more fuel control up until this point. Has put down supply depots as well. Hard point. Okay, Tommy's able to win that. Probably would have been ideal to come into the heavy cover at the same time. But it worked out fine.
We're losing a victory point to enemy action.
Andrei's gone for early Panzerjäger 250, which is fair enough. It's usually pretty valuable, but in this particular case, looks like AcrossThePacific not opting for a light vehicle is just so far behind on fuel at this stage. Andrei maybe should have a read on that. But fair enough, you know, if you plan to get it, this is a 250 that you can afford to just leave sitting out the back until it's needed. Ooh, that was a close call. That's what I was talking about. That Vickers can be so potent. But I'm really surprised Andrei does not have combat half-tracks. Okay, and the Piat's coming online for the Canadians, so that's going to get a bit of breathing room going on. Unfortunately, you saw that there. The first time it upgrades, they have to reload the Piat before they can shoot it, so it's very annoying. Otherwise, the Piat would have been able to get a shot off there. Once they initially equip it, they have to reload it. So, yeah, it's one more weakness of the Piat. But I think this is a good play, jumping onto the cutoff like this, especially when you've got the Canadian healing. Absorb a bit of punishment. And able to squeeze behind some heavy cover here. That was a weird retreat, right? Ran around in a circle and then backwards. I thought they were going to go this way. I think AcrossThePacific did as well, and that would have been pretty successful. That grenade if they had. But this is a good counterattack. A lot of infantry right now. And Andrei's struggling because he hasn't gone for combat half-tracks, hasn't gone for a flak feeling, well, until now. This thing's maybe coming in about a minute late. You know, considering the amount of fuel control he's had so far. This is when it gets hard for AcrossThePacific. He is side-taking Stuart. He's got double fuel under his control right now, so it's a good time to stall for the Stuart. Fuel was racing in. Just have to make sure he doesn't bleed too much in the meantime. And maybe part of the problem right now is that there's no sectors close to his base that he can run to decapture and get some healing from right now, because he does kind of need healing on a lot of his squads. But you don't want to go for medics right now. And the Stuart's just right around the corner. But yeah, if there was like an easy sector that wasn't connected, I'd recommend sending a whole blob out there to collect it. Really getting the kill there again. Still doing some edge capping. Does have a bit of spare munitions, like chucking a mine down here might be more valuable than decapping a low fuel point right now. Flak Feeling's been doing some big time damage. Has picked up a second Panzerjäger at this stage. before any vehicles have come out. I suppose the flak feeling is kind of one of those forcing units. It's just so strong. Enemy just can't soak the damage. They have to respond to it. And Stuart is usually the best option. But yeah, after getting infantry training, the Tommies are hitting hard, causing the Kriegs to struggle. The Kriegs maybe feel a little bit slow getting their weapon upgrades going.
We have a surplus of command points,
I think, you know, getting your hard points going is just not that important compared to getting weapon upgrades on the Kriegs.
Shot tack available on Lend-Lease.
Oh, and there we go, squad wipe. Tried to play some games out on the edge there and ends up losing a squad because of it. Again, this flak feeling is not nearly active enough. If you've got a Panzerjäger right next to it, should give you some confidence to be more aggressive. And oh, was there a mine over here? Not a single model dropped, but good to see.
Enemy have 300 points left. Territory sector lost, Commander.
There goes the crowd shots, and it feels like Andrei's getting overwhelmed right now. A lot of things going wrong for him. Okay, tear gas round though, going off on the Stuart.
Losing a victory point.
Backs away pretty smoothly. I do always like going for the survival package on the Stuart against DAC. This smoke the auto repair just seems to be so valuable against them specifically. Sometimes against Wehrmacht it's easier to afford in the command. But yeah, the infantry are doing some really good jobs swallowing up the map, keeping the pressure high.
The enemy have 250
Third
points left.
Panzerjäger for Andrei hit the 12-minute mark, and he's called in the second call in, third Panzerjäger now in total. Stuart's going to have to be really careful.
Supplies aren't making it back to HQ. Lines cut.
Yeah. Comes the strike force. Stuart over here isolated. But I think kind of revealed his movements here, Andrei. I think he maybe hit some wire, which caused these vehicles to slow down as well. So it gives some time for the Stuart to escape. There's good awareness from across the Pacific to get out of there, recognizing the rotation was happening. He's lobbing these incendiary grenades out freely. Fortunately, he gets a taste of his own medicine there. Slow to react because the Stuart's mid-combat. Slow activating the smoke as well. Could maybe get a revenge kill. Ah, wasted this shot on the Panzerjägers. Yeah, those shots while suppressed, not nearly as good as they used to be after that most recent nerf. Performance while suppressed. So after that first PET comes out, treat straight away if you're suppressed. Rebuild on the Stuart, which I think is okay. Could also just buckle down and build an AT gun right now. Have it like, you know, if you cancel the Stuart, pretty close to being able to tick up. So it could be an option just to go like double AT guns right now. And this is a pretty solid map for using AT guns on. Plenty of wide angles. Hard for the flak feeling to hide all the time. Should be able to lock down like, you know, kind of one half of the map with two AT guns pretty easily. Don't know if AcrossThePacific is aware there are 3 Panzerjägers. Like if you know there are 3 Panzerjägers, it does make the Stuart a lot riskier to rebuild. Hang around for the decap there. Might cost them the squad. Nope. Maybe should have considered even running this squad forwards to threaten the snare so the flak feeling wouldn't chase. would have resulted in the squad needing to retreat as well. But if you keep your squad alive as a result of it, then that's the number one thing. Stuart straight up here being really aggressive. The only way this would be sensible if there was the pit right next to it.
The enemy has our victory points now.
Otherwise it's just too risky. But good timing on the smoke on this occasion. But yeah, you want support of the pit if you're making a move like that.
The beggars are threatening a fuel
Stop
point.
a 250 chase down as quickly as possible. In fact, you could even leave the pit like a little bit behind so the enemy can't see it when they rush forwards. Kind of bait them into the pit. Well, pit just runs up and kills the 250, so no bait required. Leaving quite a lot of manpower though to that flak feeling. Oh wow, that was a nasty combo. Chasing between the shots as well, really good for Andre. Gets the kill on the Stuart. Wow, that was like perfect. I don't know if you saw that, but on the first volley, AT rifles both shot and they pulled a third AT rifle out of there, you know where, to fire the tear gas round as well. So all three shots fired like in that first volley. I think probably with the ambush bonus too. That's why the Stuart melted so quickly there. Usually when I try to use tear gas, like occupies one of the AT rifle units models. So I generally try and like shoot a volley and then use the tear gas like immediately afterwards. Just does avoid a reload cycle, but not needed this time around. Andre got lucky with the model that decided to use the tear gas. Those unpredictable grenades from Andre after collecting a supply crate from the hard point. So a rifle nade that time round. Across the circuit, floating quite a lot. Maybe considering going for a squad of foot guards. If he was further away from being able to tick up, I would suggest just getting another Canadian at this stage. Even another Tommy. If you've got like grenades ticked as well, another Tommy's also a fine choice. But it kind of feels like maybe he's stalling off the crocodile actually, so should push out one more squad or one more AT gun while the croc stall is happening. If the third Tommy was still alive, I would say definitely an AT gun right now, but pressure from the flak feeling hasn't actually been that high. So another squad, especially, you know, like a Piat Canadian, could get the job done as well. I probably would have stuck in there with the Canadians to try to shoot one Piat on the Panzer III before retreating, but not a huge problem.
Churchill's tanks with flame projectors are available to rouse the enemy.
So there's the croc, and you can see have enough manpower for another unit earlier, so I think generally in those situations, better to err on getting an extra unit, especially if like the fuel could be a little bit of a crunch. So the last thing you want to do is like start stalling too early, lose a bunch of map control, then be strangled off the fuel and not be able to get your stalling unit out anyway. Just lose so much map presence in the process. But in this particular case, it's gone okay. And honestly, with the Croc, you could probably just, again, go for another squad of infantry. At this stage, Andrei's force is not that threatening to the Crocodile. AT rifles get absolutely smashed by the Croc. And the Panzer III isn't that threatening. Maybe if they had like tungsten, it would be more of a challenge. But right now, an AT gun's not really that needed even.
The enemy have taken our territory.
Shrugging off a bunch of hits there. Doing really well. You do want the Piet probably pretty close to the Croc though, just in case. Need that flamethrower in action as well. Well, the main gun was getting some pretty solid hits on the Panzerjägers. AT gun calling now for Andrei. This is risky, rolling in when the AT gun's right there. Especially because, I mean, there could be a mine down in the middle as well. If you're this far up, it's risky, but so far it's working. Croc decreased the AT gun fast, and the AT gun bouncing, even at this range. Frontal armor working, but here comes the Panzer III, cutting the side angle. Armor doing a lot of work here. Getting hit with the tear gas though. Panzerjäger's doing some damage. Remember, they've got deflection damage, so even if they bounce, they still do a little bit of chip. If the Croc was a tiny bit healthier, I will probably come back in, try and attack ground for the kill shot on the Panzer III, but this amount of health, say your attack round misses, maybe could die to one hit in return, so probably not worth the risk. Even if, you know, the Croc is favoured in terms of penetration chances and whatnot, it's just much more valuable vehicle to lose. Canadians, look at that, man. Vet 2. No weapon upgrade on the Kriegs, and they got dominated. Andrei doesn't have veteran squad leaders, went for auto repair, emergency repair kits. Picking up those med crates back here are a good way to pair up your tank. Really like lowers the burden of the Kriegs not being able to repair. Med crates from the hard point, very valuable.
Trained and ready to go.
But yeah, this is, I think, a good choice. Getting a second sapper, trying to keep the uptime on your very valuable calling unit at its maximum. Don't want it out for repairs for extended periods. Would recommend, you know, sweepers on both these as well. So, and still an AT gun to back this up. Or another squad that has AT potential like Foot Guards or Piet Canadians. Even a Tommy with a snare doesn't have to have the AT rifles. In fact, AT rifles at this stage, probably a little bit late to be considering them.
A victory point is being overrun.
But yeah, AcrossThePacific could be exerting more map control with another unit right now. It kind of seems like he wants to tick up, but it's not like that much difference between the Canadian and Foot Guard, in my opinion. So take the option that comes out earlier. Foot Guard's better. Like, you know, stun ability is so much more reliable than the Canadian's one with the Piet, but timing matters a lot.
sector.
There we go. Oh, Sage Tech finally online. Well, underway. We do have an 88 on the field, so an infantry-based solution to handle this. Those, you know, nuke nades, gamma bombs from foot guards or Canadians, very good. AT weapons can threaten the tow vehicle as well. The biggest obstacle right now will be suppression from the flak veering, preventing those units from getting in close quarters. So that'll be the number one takedown target.
Company command post is finished.
Those base buildings are all super close together, huh? Good thing it's not a Kanone build, otherwise base would die pretty easily. I think the Canadians saw the 88 pull up there. And that's what I was saying. Flak veering prevents them from getting in close. And the 88 can operate behind it. Give the Croc some problems.
Keep the pressure on. They only have 100 points.
This is a spot where I just chuck down some base howitzer fire in this recce section just to try and slow the advance. These guys probably want to, right after forcing us to retreat, run out this direction, maybe bring the tow vehicle in, so just some artillery in this zone will really hamper the progress of Andre, even if you don't expect it to get any direct hits. Just being annoying is enough. Okay, Aziega just dies sitting in front of the machine gun, but looks like a section dies to one of the hard points. Upgrade with the flak. Croc's doing some really good work here. Could even be a spot for like some in-combat repairs as well. Okay, got some Canadians. I didn't notice that there's a fresh squad of Canadians. They got no vet. Is that a rear arm hit? That Croc died real fast. Ouch. But overall, the fact that the Canadians came in instead of foot guards means that it should have been the choice. Like, you know, about 4 minutes earlier before company command post came up. Don't have to play so aggressively here. That's a bad retreat path too. That could be a squad wipe. Okay, smoke operation, a decent idea. But as I said, don't have to play so aggressively because you're in control of 2 VPs right now. Just minimizing the bleed would be enough. Nice grenade though into the smoke. Clears off the AT gun. Crusader, but I don't think it's got the up gun, so can't do much against the Panzer III here. It's bounced 3 shots in a row. Make that 4. 5. Finally gets through now, but it seems like it's been forgotten about. Oh no, and just sat there the whole time, ends up going down. Oof. So between all the bleed in the middle, going for the capture too aggressively, and then losing the Crusader, AcrossThePacific now has less than half the army size of Andre. There's a major problem. Went from cruising on easy street to in major trouble now.
Command
I mean, at this stage, I probably wouldn't suggest getting the Crusader in the first place because, as I said, it kind of needs to upgun if it wants to be able to fight back against the Panzer III, or there's 2 of them on the field now. Panzer IIIs. It dies pretty quickly to the AT guns. You know, the Panzer Boxers are still going to be very effective against the Crusader. So either like stall back up for the Crocodile again, or a Matilda. Something a bit more immediate. Oh, missed opportunity here. Switching that to facing the retreat path would have been a squad wipe, I think. It's alright. Probably just, yeah, have to retreat here. Have to retreat here as well. It's too much capping. Needs to be done. But yeah, this is a good idea. Trying to play more on the edges, away from where all the flaks and stuff are in the middle of the map. Trying to pull units from side to side. Fortunately, there is another flak right here. Oh boy, this squad seems like it stayed in here for a little bit too long. Gonna survive though. Vet 3 probably got some big survivability boosts. Seems like AcrossThePacific is stalling up for the Croc. I still would recommend like an AT gun while waiting for the fuel to come in as well. Probably have a sense you're up against 2 Panzer IIIs, so just relying on the Piets is not enough. Yep, that's a good choice.
We've lost communication with one of our squads. Our victory point is being overrun. Enemy has engaged our company CP.
Canadians holding the ground though. You want to make sure your med tent doesn't die.
More Canucks for the front.
And this AT gun probably is going to impact the timing of the Croc, but I still think it's the right choice because even once the Croc arrives, you're still going to want some support for it. So, you know, it can help you right now. The AT gun force back these Panzer IIIs, maybe help you keep control of 1 VP. And then once the Croc arrives, it's going to be beneficial to stop the Croc from just dying to the Panzer IIIs, and the... well, the 88 keeps it busy frontally. So it could be a spot for another smoke raid on one of these VPs if that's the plan. Try and minimize the bleed while going for these capture attempts.
We have 200 points remaining.
Vet 3 gets very low, but this is a Vet 3 squad
We've lost the sector to the enemy.
with the LMG upgrade, so I think the Canadians have kind of missed their match. Maybe if they're out of range of the flak, they would have lasted a little bit longer as well, but not worth risking losing a squad here.
Sector overrun. Our supply line's broken. We have sectors isolated out
But yeah,
there.
you can see the Canadians, they're holding their own against the Panzer IIIs. They've got survival package now, so they've got the capture potential. Coming in here to pick up some crates.
Taking fire. Orders are far too close for comfort. Taking hits.
Okay, second AT gun right now for AcrossThePacific. I think I would still go for the Croc, honestly.
Almost firing on us.
The beggars are threatening a victory point.
We're on, lads. Return fire on those bastards.
But, you know, there's a way to win here without building any more vehicles. It's just...
Hold the heat in.
Croc makes it easier, I think. Just so much damage to infantry forces away all the squads from Andre and can fight well against the Panzer IIIs. Gives you way more squad wipe potential as well, like the odds of wiping a squad. The way that AcrossThePacific is currently playing are very low. It basically comes down to Andre not paying attention and a grenade hitting really hard. And if you can't wipe units, then it's just really hard to win the game.
The enemy holds all victory points.
Especially if you're behind, you know? Like you need to wipe the units to be able to come back. AT guns in here though. Could be a kill. Probably lost vision. I think the Croc would block it an attack round anyway, but this definitely had attack round potential.
Royal Engineers out of contact.
Squad
Resume
wipe
dead.
on the edge.
Infantry has us rigged!
The beggars are threatening a strategic point.
Infantry attacking!
We've 100 points left.
Stun nade out there.
We're losing a munitions point to enemy action. Damnation! The sector's in enemy hands. We have territories exposed out there. Lines being cut. 75 points remaining for us.
Oh, coming in here to jam the decapture. That's cheeky.
Gun crew killed.
Vickers goes down. Canadians coming to the middle. Again, could be an idea for a smoke operation in the middle. Seems like AcrossThePacific trying to go for a win right here on 2 VPs.
The enemy has pushed us back from our sector.
Looks out the mid truck. Decrease the AT gun. Having a good go of it, but just so many behind. Still hasn't been able to
Point is being overrun.
narrow the gap in terms of army size like at all.
One last stand, gentlemen. We've only 50 points left.
The Canadians coming into the middle. Got munitions for the smoke raid.
The enemy have taken our territory.
Half them out! Listen up! Orders!
Don't really need to be fighting the assault greens. Need to be capturing. It's the most important thing. Assault greens being back here would only really matter if you're trying to bring up some AT guns to stop the vehicles from stopping the infantry from capturing.
We're losing a victory point.
Otherwise, the capturing is the high priority.
Victory point is in enemy hands.
AcrossThePacific trying to branch out to the far side, but it's losing over here. Vehicle capture happening.
This is bollocks. We're down to only 25 points. Our opponent is in control of all victory points.
I know he's dead! Persevere!
Getting beaten back here.
One last-ditch effort.
I'll
We're down
pause
to
here
only
'cause
10
it's
points.
not going to be able to decap anything in time. So yeah, pretty strong start for AcrossThePacific. I think it was largely off the back of Andre not being effective enough with that first 250 Kriegsmarine combo. You really need to be way more aggressive than that. You don't want to be out the back just sitting around capturing, doing nothing. That's like your big power spike unit. You want to be driving around, forcing retreats, trying to catch ideally like one-on-one engagements, forcing retreats, and then with that territory you gain from forcing those retreats, then using the Kriegsmarine to capture that ground. Kriegsmarine could even come in and help in some of those moves. Maybe if it's got this Vet 1, it can apply the debuff to the units as well, and then go for the capture afterwards. So that gave AcrossThePacific quite a lot of breathing room in the early game, and he used it pretty well. Good map control, capping all over the field with his high number of infantry. And I think even like, you know, going for infantry training when he did was fine. It did delay the Stuart, but it didn't seem to matter too much because Andre wasn't using his vehicles to their maximum potential, wasn't ready to punish that. And then even like stalling up for the croc was fine. But yeah, once the croc arrived, maybe a little bit too aggressive with it. You know, like driving straight down the middle. As I said, like if there was a mine up here, it could have been lights out. You know, I don't think there's any like supporting AT behind the croc when it was making that move. So it's just very risky. And it died incredibly fast over here. I don't think that's like, you know, these things happen. Maybe could have started the in-combat repairs earlier, might have survived, but wasn't these things happen. But then the decisions after that were not good. First off, trying to build a Crusader at that stage, as I said, I think it just had like a really bad matchup there. It's an AT gun, Panzer III, and 88, and 2 Panzerjägers on the field. It's just no room for the Crusader to be effective. In fact, I think there were 2 Panzer IIIs. No room for the Crusader to do anything. You know, Crusader's kind of good at like playing on the edges of the map, finding an isolated squad, trying to go for like a cap on something, running off the field, maybe getting a squad wipe on it if it's low enough. And there just wasn't an opportunity. There wasn't enough space on the map for that to happen anymore with all the AT that Andre had. And then, you know, the Crusader's quite likely to die as well to the juiced up Panzer IIIs. And if you want to keep it anti-infantry mode, then it can't really fight back against them too well. Once you go for the up gun, the Crusader's just so much weaker. So at that stage, I think it did have about like 80-ish fuel. Just, you know, either stall for the Matilda or like build the Matilda in, you know, 10 fuel's time, or stall for the Croc again, which I think probably would have been the go. Just a little bit late deciding on when to build AT guns as well. Just overall, the lack of anti-tank for AcrossThePacific could have gone a lot worse in this game. But as I said, I think Andre a little bit too passive with his vehicles, so he was able to get away with it. But yeah. And then while saving up for company command after getting the Croc out, I think, you know, right immediately after getting this out, called in a Canadian, whereas could have done that like 4 minutes earlier before getting company command, and could have been having impact on the map earlier. So yeah, just a few little problems, and maybe forgot about smoke rate on the tail end. Really could have helped like squeak off these last 50 VPs in the capping war, because yeah, the Canadians were doing a pretty good job against isolated Panzer IIIs on the edges, especially with an AT gun there. Just a little bit of support here or there, like maybe a smoke ray capture in the middle or something. Could have done a sneaky win on the VPs, and just maybe going a little bit too suicidal on the VPs early, like that big fight for the middle early on when Andre still had about 50 VPs left. Cost a huge amount of manpower for like extremely marginal gain. Maybe that's something you do if the enemy's got like 15, not 50 points remaining. Otherwise the bleed is just too high. And if the Panzer IIIs give you a chance, you know, by sitting there, use the snare on the Piat as well. Could be a way maybe to get a cheeky kill on the Panzer III if Andre wasn't watching. Just like let the engagement kind of sit. Maybe after the first Piat fires, try close in and do a snare afterwards. Maybe he feels like confident while the Panzer III's still high in health. Then once he's got engine damage, he might be starting to panic. But yeah, I think the Stuart rebuild was fine, and just about got the win, but bad choices made after the Croc died. Well, anyway, guys, a wrap on that. If you like a game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.